Hi everyone, it's Sunday, March 10th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. Starting with Europe this week, our editor Andrea Guolo says that parts of the cow market remain stable, but some Scandinavian origins, which were deemed too expensive, have come down in price this week. With regard to European bulls, at least one origin gained 5 cents due to mainly availability, while the others are under pressure and are subject to issues of quality. For lamb and sheep, again, the high end is surviving, if not thriving, and the lesser selections are having a tough time, as has been the case for some time. In his analysis this week, Andrea looks at which origins are increasing and which ones are not, along with all the factors at play in both scenarios. He also puts his perspective on the prospects for this coming week's APLF in Hong Kong. Turning to the United States, once again, volumes were average at best. However, at least one packer said that by the end of the week, they did indeed sell a week's worth of production. As we mentioned last week, many customers, especially those in Asia, particularly China, are waiting for the fair to take place and for suppliers to finish their visits in the period before the fair and after the fair. With regard to price levels, most selections were softly steady. Again, volumes were not large this week. Trading in regular weight Texas was not terribly active, but it remained stable with sales in the $33 to $34 range on regular weights. This week's export report came in with combined sales at 389,500, which is far below the slaughter of 603,000 as it was last week. Shipments did a little better at 561,100. In our market observations, this week we have a look at the bearish signs in the market right now, including the absence of much buying from China. In addition, we look at the price levels in the weeks after APLF in years past to see how that might reflect on the market in the coming weeks. Looking at Latin America, editor Ronald Guiel says that prices for rawhides were generally stable after last week's minor decline. With regard to wet blue, prices are softer given the global situation and the supplier visits that are taking place. This week at the fair will be key for Brazilian sellers because TR1 is under great price pressures, which doesn't look like it will be easing up anytime soon. In other news from Brazil, we have reports about Brazilian meat exports hitting a record in February and preliminary trade talks with the U.S. Beginning, among other stories. From Argentina, we hear that the minimum slaughter weight for females is being lowered, and this is not without its opponents, so that debate has begun. And then also for February, the country's slaughter was down. From other parts of Latin America, there is news on a footwear chain's expansion in Guatemala, a decrease in exports from Colombia, and news about a new database for footwear manufacturers in Mexico. This coming week, we will have daily updates from APLF with the latest news, which you can access from the homepage, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch any that you might have missed. So that's all we have for today, and we'll see you in Hong Kong next time. Goodbye.